Hi, this is Hunter Proven. To celebrate 2024 being a great year for J2b-L283 Research, I decided to design a calendar, J2b-L283 calendar. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, let's check it out. 2024, a great year for research. January, I have the map that shows the oldest J2b samples, and I drew a little shape around it to show its going from the Caucasus to the western Zagros Mountains of Iran. February, Kotias Kildek Cave. It's the site of the Neo 281 10,000-year-old J2b sample from the previous map in Georgia, which I went to that cave. That's what's cool. March. This is from one of the recent papers about Indo-European Northern Pontic steppe people's origins, that there is a particular line of J2b, not J2b-L283, but one of our distant cousins, was found in the Chalcolithic in Europe. And so this is an earlier migration than the Yamnaya J2b-L283 that was also released with this same study. And interesting thing, there's a difference between these two samples. The one that is from this one from Bursuseni, that is a J2b Z2453, it had significant Akna-Shen autosomal component. That's a Neolithic culture from Armenia, which I've labeled on the map. I just draw an arrow there, just showing the general direction going from Akna-Shen to Bursuseni. I don't know so much about the migration to there, but I think from the paper, from what I understood, the migration came not through Anatolia, but from the north. April, Yamnaya J2b-L283. You can read all about Yamnaya. It's a group that initially had a kind of smaller population, and then they started to do very well sometime around 5,000 years ago, and then they started to do very well, and then they expanded in many directions. One of the directions went into Europe, and supposedly this brought Indo-European languages to Europe. Although Yamnaya is just one of many, according to the paper, Yamnaya is just one of many derivative cultures that would have descended from Proto-Indo-European speaking groups, which supposedly were living in the North Caucasus. Before that, nobody knows. Vuchedol dove. This is a symbol of the Vuchedol culture, which is a Chalcolithic culture of like the Balkans, that is considered descended from Yamnaya to some extent. And but so far there is no J2b-L283 found in ancient samples. But I include it anyway because it's the same general area, and would not be surprised if some of a J2b-L283 were to eventually be found in some of these sites. But maybe it will never be. June, this is a map. I took a screenshot from Flor Vesely's ancient J2b-L283 samples map, and I put some lines on it. It's just an interesting question of how did some of our Bronze Age samples get to Sardinia and Etruria? There's different ways that they could have gotten there. This is a map from a paper by Maya Gori and Frederick Schaff about the Ceatina expansion. Ceatina is how it's pronounced. This is the Bronze Age culture, later Bronze Age culture that expanded from the homeland in the Eastern Adriatic. Interesting thing from 2024 was the J2b-L283 Iron Age ancient sample from a Celtic archaeological context. From Magdalenenberg is the one, I think, the largest Iron Age tumulus uh, in that part of Central Europe, and it's Celtic culture. So there was a J2b-L283 in the Celtic culture in that area, which was kind of it's the first ancient sample of that age found north of the Alps, to my knowledge. So that makes it uh, a noteworthy finding to finally have proof that some J2b-L283 was living there by that time, by the Iron Age. But I would also like to add, this was not a very high resolution sample, and we don't believe that any of the we don't have strong evidence that any lineage, any of the major surviving lineages of J2b-L283 were founded in this area. It still appears that most of the surviving prolific lineages were founded in the Balkans or peripheral areas of southern Central Europe, and then just some of them migrated to all of these other different places that are surrounding. September. This is just a photo of a particular St. Thomas Syrian Christian family from Thiruvala, and I don't know who these people are or whether this particular family actually is J2b-L283. I just found this as a photo that I could share with the Creative Commons license from Wikipedia. It's an example of what Syrian Christians of India look like. And, well, it turns out it's very interesting, I think. One line of J2b-L283 likely migrated to Syria in the Iron Age and eventually to India as Christians. Otherwise, it would be just a really amazing coincidence if they migrated to India and then some hundreds of years later just coincidentally happened to become Christian. So I think that this was an Iron Age migration to Syria, and then some of them stayed in that area and are still living there in Lebanon and Syria today. Some diaspora in the New World, South America and Central America, and some of them migrated to India. October, J2b Z1043, my line. In Timacominus, now this is now Ravna, Serbia, is this site. It's an ancient, it's a Roman military cemetery from I think the 3rd or 4th centuries CE, and there were three samples there that are J2b. I think they're probably all the exact same line of Z1043. They're probably family members. I don't remember the exact details about that. Only one of the samples was highly resolved enough to know that he's Z1043. So our theory was it's probably a relatively local man. I mean, if not from that exact village, then could have just been from somewhere else in the Central or Western Balkans that happened to serve in the Roman garrison there to protect this mine. I think Minos probably means mine. Mines are important. Protect your wealth. For November, I have a map of the limes in Germany. This photo is in the common domain, or I think that's what it's called. I include this here. Why do I have this? Because you see all these different forts that the Romans had. This is just one small area of the system of forts and walls that the Romans built in Germania along the Rhine River, approximately. They sent a lot of men to man the garrisons in these areas. Usually, they have watchtowers. It's not a wall that's guaranteed to keep anybody out for a really long time, but it's a series of watchtowers, and then further back there are like rapid reaction force bases where they can react rapidly. Some of them have horses. Some of them are horse troops, and others are just infantry. So this is how I think that quite a bit of J2b-L283 that is from this part of Europe, and also like from England. I think this is how a lot of them may have migrated there, because the Romans moved a lot of people to protect these bases. Okay, we conclude with a photo of me back from 2017. I went to Celtoi. I participated in Celtoi 2017. It's every 2 years. It's this festival of Celtic history and culture that happens in Ringwall Otzenhausen, which is I think it's in Saarland in Germany. And this was a Celt, and so yeah, I'm just kind of jokingly say that I came there and we subdued me and the other men in my Roman military unit. We subdued this man's tribe in Germania Superior, and then afterwards he was nice enough to have a drink with me. So that's really nice of him. Okay, so I hope that you think that this is interesting, and we can add to our identity, a piece of our ancient ancestors' identity. I think it's interesting for me, and I think that it's one of the benefits of doing these Y-DNA tests is you get a sense of your place in history, in ancient history, your ancestors. I think it's interesting, and I hope you find this calendar interesting. I haven't ordered any of these yet. I don't know what exactly it's going to look like, but I've had success with designing some mugs on Printful. So I'm hoping that this will also be good quality. You can, if you order it, and you can give some comments in this YouTube video. I'm happy to see them, and everyone else can see also. And if there's any issues, I can change the design. Okay, thank you.